And welcome back to another lecture of SwiftUI crash course. So in this video we'll be discussing about SwiftUI initializers. So you can see we already have some code on the screen. Let me just reload this preview. Alright, so we have a Z stack, and inside the Z stack we have a rectangle and a text. In the rectangle we have added a linear gradient background, and on the text we have just added some bold italic modifiers. We have already discussed all these things in our previous videos. So if it is all new to you, then you can just go back and watch our previous videos. Yeah, so the screen has loaded and you can see that we have a nice gradient here, and on top of it there is a text, hey there. Alright, so currently this is our initializer view, and if we want to reuse it somewhere, let's say we have a content view here. Let's say I want to call my initializer view here. So we call the initializer view here, and you'll see that we have successfully added our initializer view inside the content view. Similarly, we can create one more initializer view. Yeah. So the view is looking perfect, but there is one issue. Like whenever we will use this initializer view, we will always get this gradient and get this hey there text. What if I want to change this text? So for changing this text, we can go here and declare a variable. So let title string, and once we declare this variable, and let's give it a value. Alright, and now we can use this value here. Okay. So now it will show Keshu on the right hand side. Similarly, we can change the value here. Let's say right tech, and the canvas will reload with the new text right tech. So we have extracted the static text from here and stored it in a variable now, so that it is much easier to change the text. But this still doesn't solve our issue, because we are still passing a static value to this initializer view. So even now when we are trying to access the initializer view, you will see that the text that we wrote right tech, we are still able to use the same text, and we are not able to change the title. What if I want to change the title? For this I will have to remove this default value. In the previews, if we want to use the initializer view, we will have to pass the title from here. So let's say hey, and you will see that the canvas is reloaded. Okay, it's not reloading because here also we have initializer view. So here also we will have to pass the title. So let's say hey there, and in this we will pass high-tech labs. Now let's reload the preview. Alright, so now we are able to pass the title from here only, and now our view is reusable because we can change the title anytime we want. So whenever we will be creating a new initializer view, we will be able to pass a title, and the view will render itself according to the title that we passed. So when we create a structure and when we create a variable and don't pass any data, then structure by default creates our initializer. What is an initializer? So initializer is actually a special function that is used to assign the variables that are stored in the structure some value. So this init has been created by structure by default. Even if you remove this, your code will still work because structure has created it on its own. And even if you declare it, it's not a problem. You can still use it like this. And it's not mandatory to call itself a title. You can say anything like title to show. And now when you will be creating the initializer view, instead of saying title, you will have to say title to show. So whatever value that you pass will get stored in title to show, and then this init will get called and it will store this title to show value inside the self.title inside this variable. And now this variable is being used to display the text. So whatever text that you are passing here is getting stored in this title variable. Alright. So this function is called initializer function, as it is initializing the variables inside the structure. Alright. So this is why we use initializers. Here also we will have to change it to title to show. And you will see that it is still working the same way as it was working earlier. So in this video we created an initializer and stored a value inside it. And even if you don't provide this initializer, SwiftUI will by itself create an initializer which will look something like this. So it's up to you whether you want to declare an init or not. Even if you declare it, it's not a problem. Even if you don't declare it, structure will create it by default. Alright. I hope you understood the concepts of initializer, and that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys